Okay, so setting yourself up in a posture that's going to be sustainable for you within the practice. Bearing in mind that sitting in this way is not comfortable for the body. And what we're learning within these practices is to be with some of the discomfort that we feel. And in exploring the physical discomfort, in turn, that can support us with dealing with other discomforts within our life. So we explore how we relate to ourselves within those situations. Our habits and tendencies tend to pop up. So being as comfortable as you can, whilst being kind to yourself that this isn't easy for the body. So taking a moment to arrive in your body. Having a sense of having taken your seat. You can have your eyes open or closed. And just taking a moment to take an internal weather report. How are you? How are you? Like welcoming an old friend, really listening. How are you? And dropping in to the felt sensation of that within your body, leaving the story to the side and exploring what your body is feeling. The thoughts, emotions, the sensations. Where are they and what are they? Are there any points of tension in the body? Perhaps scanning from your head down to your toes. And if you notice any tension, an invitation to let that go. You don't need to hold in your belly. Your shoulders don't need to be up by your ears, and your jaw does not need to be tense. Can you let go of any tension in your forehead? And now an invitation to move your attention to your breath, allowing the breath to breathe itself, not changing its rhythm in any way. Observing how the air gets sucked in through the nostrils, then curves down the throat, into the lungs. Your body knows how to separate it into the lungs and not into the stomach. And then on the exhale, the air gets squeezed all the way up. And then it turns that corner and heads down and out of the nostrils. So you simply breathe in and breathe out. As we move out of the perpetual tendency to be doing something, we're simply being, taking the time out of our busy lives to pay attention and cultivate present moment awareness. There are 23 more hours in the day to do the other stuff. And all the other days of the week. Simply observing your breath with kindness and curiosity and interest. And perhaps finding a point within the breath that's most vivid for you today, that within the practice, when your mind has wandered off, as minds do, when you notice that you can bring yourself here, to ground yourself in the present moment. Perhaps it's somewhere you're familiar with within the breath, perhaps somewhere new to explore. And if the breath isn't somewhere that you want to anchor yourself today, finding a point within your body that you can bring your attention to, somewhere neutral, somewhere that's simple to rest with. It's not got stories and labels, criticisms attached to it. Like a horse tethered. There's enough space for you to drift off and be gently tugged back here. A reminder to anchor in the present moment. And that the key to the practice is noticing that our minds have wandered. This is where the neural pathways get laid down. So a moment to congratulate yourself rather than to criticize. Remembering that there's no right or wrong way of doing these practices. That in bringing ourselves to stillness, we give ourselves the opportunity to notice. Not fixing anything, we're not trying to change anything. Simply observing what's going on. As we explore the breath, we breathe in and breathe out. And then expanding that awareness from the breath to include all of the body, of you breathing in your body. Bringing an open and kind welcome to your experience. Just as it is. Just checking in with your posture. Picturing yourself being pulled up by the crown of your head. Your spine in its natural alignment. Allowing your ribs, your belly, as much space as possible to breathe in and breathe out. And checking your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, and your belly. Letting go of any tension or tightening or holding that you might notice here. Do you have a habit of returning to these tensions? Sinking. Holding your breath. Tightening your jaw. Frowning. These familiar ways of holding our body. We're taking the time to notice that creep in. And as we sit here with our breath in our body, knowing that there's some choices when sensations or difficulties arise. We can move, adjust, weaving the movements into the practice. That we can bring our attention to the sensations, explore them, noticing the textures and colours and shapes and movements, sensations. That maybe there's music, maybe there's taste, tingling, throbbing, pulsing. What's here and where is it? Where does it begin and end? If going to the center of the sensation is too much, can you rest around the edges? Can you notice if there's any tightening or bracing around the sensation as the body moves to protect? And can you let go of that and observe what's left? And then thirdly, there's the option of breathing, using the breath, directing it towards the sensation within the body, around it, into it, playfully, with that childlike curiosity and interest. You have choices as to how you respond to the sensations. Noticing where the mind goes and the stories behind the sensations and criticisms or judgments. And dropping into the felt sensation at any moment. Your body is experiencing these sensations, and the invitation is to explore them. Play with the choices. Become familiar with them. We don't need to push things away or try and cling to them. We can simply allow them to be there. Hold space for ourselves as we drop into the felt sensation of what it is to be us. The space of our body. you breathing in your body. And now an invitation to move your awareness to your experience of sounds. Not particularly searching for sounds, allowing them to arrive. Where do you experience sounds in your body? Do they move? Being an impartial witness to your experience of sounds, noticing how the mind can quickly come up with labels and stories and be more attracted to some sounds than others. And as best we can, we're trying to be objective. We can't erase all of that experience that we built up over the years. Being playful with it. The sounds from my space into yours and the room you're in and the noises from outside of that room, the noises within your body, the bubbling, the breath. Observing the coming and going, the impermanence. And from sounds, I now invite you to bring to mind the experience of something difficult that's occurred over the last week. Nothing too juicy, an annoying email, a driver that cut you up, somebody who forgotten their PIN code at the supermarket, meant you were late. I'm not searching for too long. I'm not picking a story that's too complicated, too emotional. Day-to-day annoyance. Once you've got that story in your head and you've maybe replayed it a few times, an invitation to drop into your body and the felt sensations that you can observe within your body of of that experience. What do you notice? Whereabouts are the sensations? Are they in one particular part of the body? Are they all over? Is it a constant sensation? Or does it pulse, tingle, throb? Is it a punch? An invitation to check in with your body and your own personal hotspots for tension. Your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, your belly. You're holding your breath. Observing yourself as an impartial witness. Perhaps scanning your body for the sensations of this experience. It's information. You don't need to do anything with it. You can simply notice and observe. That our bodies are as much a part of the experience as our judging, analysing, criticising minds. In these stressful situations, our amygdala gets activated, releasing hormones throughout our body so that we can be alert, protect ourselves, survive. Taking a moment to marvel and wonder at yourself. And then narrowing your attention back to your breath. Simply breathing in and breathing out. And then expanding your awareness to include all of your body as you breathe in your body. And now an invitation to bring your attention to a pleasurable moment, simple pleasure that's occurred in the last week. When after a long day you finally made it into bed. Warmth and comfort. A beautiful sunrise. Delicious meal. Nice cup of tea. Again, nothing too juicy or exciting. A simple moment. Joy. Being alive. Again, an invitation to scan your body from your head to your toe. The posture, the facial expressions, the physical and felt sensation of this experience. Dropping from the story into what your body is experiencing. What do you notice? Do the sensations have texture? Are they light or heavy? Do they have color, shape? Is it a solid sensation? Or does it kind of have a light airiness to it? Does it tingle, pulse, throb? Being that impartial witness to yourself as you observe the sensations in your body of holding the pleasant, simple joy. Again, the amygdala and the parasympathetic nervous system are activated here. Or they can be. And then an invitation to narrow your attention to your breath in your body. As you breathe in and you breathe out. An invitation to breathe into the count of 4. Hold for 2. And breathe out to the count of 6. Hold. Breathing in for 4. Holding for 2. And breathing out to the count of 6. And counting in your own time. And then letting go of paying attention to anything in particular and moving into a space of choiceless awareness, of allowing yourself to go where you want to go. Choiceless awareness. An invitation to drop back into your body, your breath, the breath in your body. An invitation to take an internal weather report, that barometer, that seascape, the shipping forecast, whatever analogy works for you. How are you? Like that dear friend that you might ask. Really listening, giving you full attention. How are you? And resting in stillness. I'm going to read an old favourite poem, like an old friend, by Araya Mountain Dreamer from the dance. What if there is no need to change, no need to transform yourself into someone who is more compassionate, more present, more loving or wise? How would this affect all the places in your life where you're endlessly trying to be better? What if the task is simply to unfold, to become who you are in your essential nature, gentle, compassionate, and capable of living fully and passionately present? What if the question is not why am I so infrequently the person I really want to be, but why do I so infrequently want to be the person I really am? How would this change what you think you have to learn? What if becoming who and what we truly are happens not through striving and trying, but by recognizing and receiving the people and places and practices that are for us the warmth of encouragement we need to unfold? How would this shape the choices you make about how to spend today? What if you knew that the impulse to move in a way that creates beauty in the world will arise from deep within and guide you every time you simply pay attention and wait? How would this shape your stillness, your movement, your willingness to follow this impulse to just let go and dance? So moving and stretching in whatever way your body feels cool to do. This week I have set myself up with a prop of a bolster to do a child's pose. Sitting in that way has become unnatural for the body. So an invitation for you to have a think about adding a few props into your day to support yourself. Lovely one is this, I find. And then let's take tea together. Oh, I've left mine. Interestingly, my choice is rosemary today, which is apparently good for your memory, which clearly I need, having forgotten it. So I'm going to open up the space for sharing, and those of you practicing outside of the live space, an invitation to simply journal, to write perhaps one page of what came up for you within the practice, your direct and felt experience of being with your body and your breath. Then we moved into sounds, and then into the joyful moment and the more challenging moment. So we did it the other way around. What it was like to be here more than here, that prefrontal cortex that takes the load of the majority of our day. Okay, pause the recording. You don't have to journal, you can simply sit and reflect on that. So we're going to close with a three-part breathing space. And this is the most tricky practice, but probably the most useful to be cultivating. So I'm not sure within the practice which issues or which difficult moments arise, but those moments where we're driving and somebody cuts us up, or the supermarket queue when we're already late and somebody forgets their PIN code or brings out loads of coupons or whatever and needs to change something, those kind of moments where it's beyond our control. And this is the moment to use this practice. So taking a moment to arrive in your body, noting thoughts, emotions, physical sensations. A moment to observe and check in with your posture and those tension points. You may have one specific area, maybe a few. The hot spots are face, the jaw, the forehead, the shoulders and the belly, and holding our breath. So checking that you are breathing. And then narrowing your attention to your breath, breathing in and breathing out, following the flow of your breath, noticing the pauses, maybe focusing on one point particularly. And then expanding your awareness to include all of your body, you breathing, the points of contact that you're making with the earth, the space around you, beneath you, beside you, the fabric of your clothes, the air against your skin. And then the fourth part of this practice is your response. What are you going to do next? What do you need to do next to best take care of yourself? Your needs right now. And as best you can, taking this sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, reach out, email, messenger, whatever, and have a great week.